it was probably the summer before last that it fully dawned on me, and I could tell that there is a divine spirit speaking through a man who is constantly going to AA meetings and saying, hello, I am so-and-so, I am an alcoholic. And it was offensive to me to hear him repeat that constantly, because I had a sense of his glory, and I understood that because of ways that he felt out of control and hurt himself and others, he needed those tight boundaries, that identity, to keep him so-called humble and to feel like he could have a sense of control of himself. But I knew that the divine spirit in him speaking to me in that moment was asking me a question. Like, could you be a part of this kingdom? And my most natural, authentic response was, I feel it now, a sense of relief, the full realization that giving me healthy boundaries that are going to be maintained, where I could express myself freely, is the perfect situation for me. I don't want to constantly, when I feel like dancing and I'm out there, out in the open, and I'm just letting, sensuality flow through me, and the joy of my body being able to express it. It's like an intimate moment with myself and my body and Abwoon, the Mother Earth, who gave me this body, and the spirit, the fatherly spirit that initiated life in this body, and the ability to be individuated, a unique expression within the greater spirit and body. This was me doing that, and then having men come up like, oh, you dance with, like, getting lascivious about it, lecherous about it, instead of just honoring it, respecting it, maybe glancing in appreciation and then moving along, not feeling the need to interfere with it, become a part of it, as if my ability to do so excluded them in some way. So I just had the realization that I really want freedom within boundaries. And it wasn't until I got here, what is it, like almost 2 years later, that it dawns on me. That was the question in the Garden of Eden. And I was watching something that just triggered this understanding. There's a difference between freedom and free will. So my will is to have a harmonious place within the all. And it's God, Abwoon's will, to be at rest. The earth was created, the animals were created, all of that, and then what was done? Rest. And in the Bible was the expression, I will only contend with humanity, with man, capital M, not gender specific. I will only contend with men for 120 years. The desire to rest. So, if I am harmoniously staying within my healthy boundaries, there is no need for anybody else to be working, to be contending with me. So my will is the same as Abun's will, and the rest of creation by this point, like, there isn't anybody who doesn't want to break, you know, to be at rest, to be in harmony, to pursue their unique expressions and preferences. So, do I want free will? No, I do not want to establish a will that is separate from all the rest. It doesn't mean my will is not individuated, but my will doesn't need to be free of the will of absolutely everything and everyone else. I don't need free will. I need freedom. Freedom from free will. I mean, freedom from having to force, to struggle, to, you know, all of that. I could still have a just luscious, individuated experience. And as I learn to integrate all the different parts of me so that their will is in alignment with the greater will, and therefore the greater good, power, my power, I was alienated from it, and I allowed it, and I paid for that choice, because the only examples of power that were available were offensive, oppressive, and even, you know, girl power, it's asserting itself as better than, and just so different. No, I was watching a video, and I'll post the link to it on the bottom, by his first name, he does a podcast, his first name is Aubrey, and they're talking about the Lord of the Rings, just the cultural significance, coincidence between the Lord of the Rings and where we are now, and how power can be used in a healthy way. And when they said that, I got a sense of what that felt like. There's nothing wrong with my power. So many people say, oh, but not with my power, but with thine, you know, in prayer. And that's good while we are trying to mature. You know, our power to obtain resources when we're a child comes through our parents, because society doesn't allow us to do that. It used to be at 14 you could go out, you could get a job, you could start fending for yourself, but then insurance took over and nobody wanted to take you on because insurance wouldn't cover anybody under 18 years old. And now we have children who, because their parents take accountability and facilitate it, like, a 10, 11, a 5-year-old can't go out and start their own business and get funding and all of that. The parents facilitate it, but they're online demonstrating toys. They've got their own businesses, or they're playing video games and making videos of them and sharing it. And they're allowed to be creative and generate and experience the ability, their power to provide for themselves, to manage, obtain, experience the rewards of the movement of material things and of finances, of resources. That's the word I was looking for, resources. So my generation just went through the ringer when it comes to availability. You can't obtain resources and use an expression of your power unless you're using it for somebody else. The power of my creativity, the power of my ingeniousness, my ability to find something and repurpose it and make something out of nothing. That's my power. It's a very powerful power to adapt, to facilitate and offer examples, illustrations, parables for another to feel better about themselves. There's so much power in that, but that power is not allowed to express itself unless I have degrees, properties, licenses, marketing, and respect and trust from the community that I can do that I do have this ability. Because what I've been through, experiencing homelessness. A homeless person is only there because they're sick, they're disabled, they're drug addicts, and so somebody like that cannot play the role of a healer. I wasn't homeless because of those other things. I was still walking around, and every way in which I was able to be healthy and heal myself was shared with everybody around me. And it was either appreciated or it was capitalized upon. So now I have a new sense of power. And I don't have to be afraid or uncomfortable with embodying my own power. And I can invite my power to be invoked and supported through the power of others, because now I have a sense of the healthy ways to do it. I didn't want to be put in positions by other people with the power to do so and then be beholden to them. There are people who have, for example, financial power, the power to network and influence the community around them in order to introduce my power. She has got, this one, she helped me feel good. She helped me build up trust. She's been responsible, and to present that to the greater community. And then just let go of it. Not be dependent in, emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, sexually. Like their identity, their well-being is not dependent on me giving them anything back and returning anything in any way other than being that example, being the safe boundary in their community. So each of us that embodies our power is a safe boundary holder for everyone else. So my neighbor knows that to this side of her, she's safe. She doesn't have to worry about thieves. She doesn't have to worry about, pollution of any kind in any way, shape, or form, about anybody crossing out of my boundary into hers, because I respect her space. I respect the right to her space, the condition of her space, what her space needs. And so when I work my power within the healthy boundaries that I'm presented with, I become a healthy boundary. I'm a healthy boundary. I like the sound of that. So recap. Free will versus freedom. When you want your own will individuated from the greater good, then you are not free. You are having to constantly separate yourself. Whereas if I give up my will into union with the greater whole, then I am free to be the authentic expression that I am. I am an authentic expression. I'm real, I'm legitimate. Oh, it was the funniest thing too. I was sitting there, well, should I stay on Earth? Should I keep the incarnation? And it wasn't like a suicidal, or it was just I have a picture of where I want to go energetically. And all of a sudden this heavy hand, the image, the sense of a heavy hand, not that I'm pushed, it was just, the Earth wants you there. Okay. You wanted an answer, there's an answer. The Earth wants me here. I'm important to her, as each one is when they're in the appropriate place within their healthy boundaries. So, freedom. I don't need free will. What was this? Oh, embodying of power and healthy boundaries. The three things. Recap again. I'm neurodivergent. What do you want? So, free will, power, and healthy boundaries. We are healthy boundaries. We are safe to embody our power. And the initial one, back to the beginning, we are free.